Hello and welcome to this ClerksWells video about Planner. I'm Sarah Blackburn. I'm going to look at what Planner is, how you might use Planner, a sneak peek at the EasyShare Planner web part, and some pros and cons. Why should you choose Planner? So first of all, Planner is a tile-based task management tool. It's similar to Trello, Asana, Monday.com. You can use it to track tasks, group them in buckets, see those tasks in a timeline, assign dates, people, categories to your tasks. There are alternatives for task management within Office 365, so Outlook tasks, To-Do, SharePoint task lists, Microsoft projects. They're all different things that help you to manage tasks. And we find this diagram from the lovely people at Jump to 365 really helpful in how to find out about different parts of Office 365 where there are similar pieces of functionality. And you can see that tasks is quite simple, Planner is a little bit more complicated, and Project is really a proper enterprise premium product. So depending on what you're trying to do, you're going to choose the correct tool to help you manage the tasks that you've got. So we're ready to move into our demonstration now. So you might be on your intranet homepage or somewhere else in your intranet, or you might be in Outlook and you want to move into Planner to manage some tasks. Look for the Office 365 Suite bar at the top of the page. Click on the app launcher, which is this button here. We also call that the waffle, and it lists out all of your Office 365 apps. So things that you've pinned will be up here at the top, and then if you click in the all apps list, it shows them all alphabetically. Scroll down and under P you can find the Planner the Planner application. So here it's got my favourite plans and any recent plans that I've visited listed here. If you get sent a link to a plan and you visit it for the first time, you might have to join it, and there are various things within the Planner interface to help you to learn about it. So there are little pop-ups that appear to help you to find your way around. So when you add a task for the first time, it walks you through that, or if you need to create a new plan, it will help you to do that too. So this is an individual plan. You can see that I've got a number of different plans over here on the left hand side, and I can see the people who are associated with this plan. I can favourite it by toggling on and off with this star here. I've also got some different views. So I've got the board view, which is this kind of tile view. Then I've got some statistical charts to help me understand the tasks in my plan, and then I've got a schedule view which shows it in a calendar, so I can see the tasks on a kind of a week by week or a month by month basis. So the board view is the really flexible one. It allows me a lot of information, and I can change how things are grouped. So if I want to see all of the unassigned tasks, I can come in and show it grouped by assigned to, and then that means that I can assign a task immediately to an individual just by dragging and dropping it onto that person's column there. I can do the same with the other things. So I can move something from not started to in progress. So I can really manage all of the tasks there. So an individual can come in and filter things by themselves, so, or you can filter it by another individual. So if I just want to see all the tasks that are available that are currently associated with me, I can come in and do that and say, oh, okay, well, this one here, it's completed, and I can either tick the option here and say that it's completed there, or I can drag it and drop it. So just dragging it into that completed column will change the status of it. I might want to see all of my tasks grouped by bucket or by the labels that have been assigned to them. So, and you've got complete control over the names of those labels. I've just put in some labels that make sense for this particular plan. I might want to look at the priorities so that I can think, okay, which things do I need to tackle first that are on my to-do list? Okay, so you can see that there's an awful lot of functionality there within the management of the tasks. And then if I click into an individual task, you can see all of the different fields that are associated with that task. And I can add things like images, or it might be a link to a file. So I might be managing a document within SharePoint, and I can do that all direct from within the task itself. I can add notes and individuals can come in. So if a task gets passed from person A to person B, then people can add comments and you can see sort of the history of that task as it went through. So there's quite a lot of different ways that you can organize those tasks. Okay, so now you have seen how you can manage a plan. So you've added tasks and assigned people and so on. And now you're ready to create a new plan. There are a few things to be aware of. The first thing is that every plan must belong to an Office 365 group. The second is that plans cannot be moved from one Office 365 group to another. So if you created a plan in the wrong place, you can't move it. And each Office 365 group can have many plans. So you can start from your group and you can add new plans into it. So the first problem is that the new plan screen leads you to create a new group each time. So you just need to be aware and click the Add to Existing Office 365 Group option. And the second plan is that copying a plan also creates a new group. So until Microsoft allows you to migrate a plan, so from one group to another, you either need to create new plans by hand and configure them there, or to create a Microsoft flow using Power Automate to copy each task from one plan into a new plan. And I'm just going to show you those options on the screen. So first of all, to create a new plan. So the problem here is that once I've typed in this, it's leading me to this big green button to say create plan, when you really need to take heed of this option here to add to an existing Office 365, select or search for the group that you want, and then that's going to add this plan into a group that already exists, rather than creating a whole Office 365 with all of the things that come with that here by creating the new plan. Okay, so that's that option there. And then the same with the copy plan option. So that's very similar to the new plan, but it's obviously going to take this plan as a template. And again, there isn't an option here to add this copy to another Office 365 group. So that option underneath there isn't there. So the only option really that you've got here is either to create it by hand, so copying the tasks over, or to use a Power Automate flow to create each of the tasks and put them into the plan in your existing group, because you don't really want to be creating lots of different groups. If you're interested in groups and how they're set up, we do have another video on that, so if you might want to check that out. So now you've seen how you can use Planner to create and manage different tasks. You might want to see those tasks in other places where you're working collaborative. So it might be in Microsoft Teams, or it might be on a SharePoint team or homepage. So you can do that in different ways. So first of all, we're going to go into Microsoft Teams. So this is the web interface for Microsoft Teams, but obviously there's the desktop and the mobile app as well. And here within this team that we called Secretariat, I can see all of the different things that are associated with that team, and there is a tab up here at the top which is looking into Planner. It's got those different views, so I can click and see the kind of the chart or the schedule view, and the board view is really fully functioned, so I can add a new task here. So and I can assign it to a person and so on and so on. So I can pick things up and drag them from one place to another like I can within Planner, and I've got all of those different grouped by the filtering is just the same as it was. So there's quite a lot of functionality here within Teams. So if you're working here in Teams, you might not need to go into Planner to manage the plan in so much detail. Adding a plan to your team is as simple as coming in and finding the planner option here, and then on the next screen it asks you to choose the plan that you've got available. Okay, so the other place that you might want to display your tasks is on a SharePoint page like this one here. So, and this has got the out-of-the-box web part up here at the top, and that is split up into so that you can set that web part to either have the board view or one of the chart views that we've seen within Planner. It doesn't have the calendar view within the SharePoint web part. So I can do some similar things. So I can assign things by in progress and things like that. And same with the Teams view, you can drag and drop, so you can move something from in progress into completed just by picking up and dragging it and dropping it, and depending on what sort you've got on it. So you might be moving something from an individual back to unassigned, or to one individual to another individual just by dragging and dropping it through those different columns. So that's quite fully featured, and that has grown. So it didn't do all of those things when that web part was first released. But then, so here are the different charts, but then if I want to be able to see sort of a list of all of the plans, all of the tasks within plans within this group, that isn't something that that web part can do. So that's where EasyShare come in. So we've created this web part here, which adds some functionality into the displays that you can use. So if I edit the page, I'll be able to show you some of the settings. I'm not going to go through it in a lot of detail, I'll just do a quick dive. So here's the out of the box web part, so I can choose which of the plans associated with this group are available, and then those are the different options, so I can switch between the charts or the board view, but there aren't any other additional views that you've got available there. So that's where that EasyShare one come in. So I've got a little bit more flexibility, so I can just show my tasks, and I can also do something which we call defined plans, which is to go and get a plan from somebody else's group. So the SharePoint web part can only look within one individual group. The other thing that the EasyShare one can do is it can work on a communication site, where the out-of-the-box one only works on team sites. And then once I have set these settings, there's another options page that I can show you, where I can select which of the columns are available. So I can click, I don't want to see progress, I just want to see the date and the name and the assigned to, and that's really flexible to turn that on and off. And so you might want to switch this and say all plans, but only my plans. So my tasks within a plan. So, so rather than showing everybody's, it's just showing me mine. So there's quite a lot of flexibility there within that. Okay. So we've looked at how to use Planner and other places where you might bring Planner into your collaborative working. So some pros and cons. It is fully integrated into Office 365. So things like notifications are all there within your system. So there are web parts on SharePoint pages, there are tabs on the Teams environment, and there are loads of different features. It is a fully featured product. That might be, on the flip side, that might be a con for you. It might just be too complicated. You might just need a to-do or a task list to manage a short list of things. You are limited to moving tasks within the team or group, so you can't kind of export a task into somebody else's plan. And you're also limited to users within the Office 365 tenancy. You can't yet add external users into your plan. There are limited views, so there's no Gantt chart. So it might be that this is not quite sophisticated enough for you. So we'd love to hear from you. If you're looking to implement or improve your intranet, or you just need some help in adopting Office 365, here at ClerksWell, we'd be really happy to help you. You can get in touch, hello@ClerksWell. You can click on the link to subscribe to our newsletter, or you can watch out for the next video in our series, which is about Office 365 groups. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.